There's something primitive about being protected. The world outside is frozen, hostile, and within this volume, it is warm. This thermal bubble we construct to endure the weight of the day left behind. Curious to process this, while the luminescent artifacts of the grid pass by as a blur, like memories I lacked the bandwidth to register. Out there, the wind cuts. The biological hardware tightens their synthetic skins, shrinking their shoulders, attempting to occupy the minimum possible space in the system. But in this zone, I can expand, shed the weight from my chassis, feel the heat emerging from the console, immersive, almost an embrace of a ghost that demands nothing in return. I monitor the rear optical sensor, that small reflective surface that reveals the discarded past, and I see a row of other bubbles, other encapsulated lives, each with its own thermal signature, its own silence, or its own audio frequency to prevent a total system crash. We intersect, optical beams arriving, chromatic signals departing, but no one truly connects. We are islands of heat floating in an ocean of cold concrete. I feel the constant pulse beneath my feet, this vibration claiming we are moving, even if we do not know the coordinates or the objective. We merely follow the dark tape unfolding ahead. Sometimes I wish this trajectory had no end. I wish the destination were just an abstract concept, because arriving means exiting the bubble. It means opening the barrier and letting the frost penetrate. It means facing the silence of the room or the noise of reality. In this volume, I am the master of the climate. I dictate the season, while the winter attempts to scratch the transparent boundaries that protect me. It is a solitary luxury, I know, egoistic, but everyone requires a bunker. The city is too vast. It devours the hardware without masticating. It demands alertness, rapid response, production. It demands that you be a component. But within this space, I can be no one. I can be merely a point of luminescence in motion. The voice from the blue screen provides instructions. It attempts to impose order on chaos. It tries to convince me of a logical path. I comply, but deep down, I only wanted to keep circulating, orbiting the city like a fatigued satellite, monitoring the glowing squares of the structures where other units also seek their own warmth. What are they processing? Do they also feel this relief when they seal the portal and the external frequency dies? I press the mandatory pause, where the movement stops, but the heart continues its overclocked rhythm. The reflection on the glass surface merges my face with the street artifacts. I become part of the landscape, and the landscape becomes part of me. A strange communion crafted from solitude and comfort. Sometimes the hardware feels small, so small it becomes terrifying to vanish. But the heat in this compartment, it provides a shape. It confirms my existence, at least until the next termination point. We spend life fleeing the cold, seeking fires, seeking hands, seeking a place to claim as ours, and for a few minutes, this place is here. 4 wheels, a roof, and the warm air blowing on exhausted hands. I monitor the others there, stalled around me, staring into the void or into the glow of mobile devices, trying to fill the vacuum with more data. I prefer the void. The void is honest. It matches the darkness of the night. It lets me hear the sound of my own respiration. something we forget to do when the sun is at its zenith. The cycle is ending. I feel the shift. The environment is changing. The grid becomes familiar, and the comfort gives way to a fragment of melancholy. The end of trip syndrome, where the protection of the bubble begins to dissolve. Soon, I will have to deactivate the pulse, feel the click of the lock, and the first gasp of sub-zero air will remind me that I am vulnerable. But for now, a few blocks remain. There is still this low-frequency audio. There is still this scent of fabric and stale caffeine. There is me and this mechanical cocoon gliding through the night as if we were navigating a deep space vacuum where the stars are just utility poles and we are the only thing that truly matters. Yes, there is something primitive about being protected. Perhaps civilization is just this, an eternal attempt to create zones where the cold cannot reach us, zones where we can lower the guard and simply exist, without haste, without fear, just being. The signal changes, the path opens, and I follow, holding on to this small certainty that at least for now, everything is functional in here. The world can wait outside with all its frost and its urgency. Here, I dictate the time, and my time is this smooth glide towards whatever comes next. Deep breath, the warm air fills the lungs. It is the soul's fuel to infranct the pavement. One more minute, just one more minute in this bubble of peace before returning to the cold.